Leroy the lizard is very lazy. He lies about like a log. Leroy lives alone in a large lime tree. He was so lazy he hardly had any food to eat. Hey, Leroy, why don't you come and play with us? Said Alan. All the lizards would chase each other and have a load of fun. No, I don't feel like playing today. I will play tomorrow, said Leroy, watching all the lizards playing. He wanted to go and play, but he was just too lazy. You always say that, Leroy, said Flora. Well, I just do not want to right now. I will come and play later. I am going to get some sleep, he replied. Leroy slept and slept as the day went by. Soon it was lunchtime. Hey, Leroy, we are going down to the lake under the plum and apple tree to catch some flies for lunch. Let's go, said Ralph. Okay, go right ahead. I will follow behind you, replied Leroy. I need to do a bit of stretching for that long, long walk. Don't stay too far behind, Leroy. It's almost lunchtime, and we want to be back to give the little ones their lunch, said Lance. Let me lie here for just a few more minutes, and then I will leave, Leroy mumbled to himself. He fell into a deep, deep sleep. He slept until suddenly he felt the sunlight hitting his face. Leroy leaped on his legs and looked lost for a moment. I better leave at once because it is almost lunchtime, said Leroy. But it was too late. He heard rustling through the leaves and lots of laughter. It was the lizards who left for the lake to catch their lunch. While the lizards were at the lake, they caught some flies under the apple and plum trees. They also caught some snails that were lurking under some leaves. There was a large patch of lily, lilac, and lavender flowers where they caught some lovely, luscious caterpillars. Leroy, you lazy lizard, you are right where we left you in the lime tree. Did you go to catch your lunch? Yelled Lance, the leader. Leroy lazily crawled down the lime tree towards Lance and the other lizards with their lovely lunches. I would love if you could leave me some of your lunch, he said. All the lizards were so happy as they got lots of food. They decided to let lazy Leroy join them for lunch. Leroy and all the lizards enjoyed the delicious flies, snails, and caterpillars so much. They ate and ate until they were so full. There is plenty left, said Alan. We can leave some for later, replied lazy Leroy. All the lizards looked at Leroy and burst into laughter. They all know how lazy he is and that he will never change. Oh, Leroy, you long lazy lizard, laughed Lady Lily, the largest lizard. He smiled at Lady Lily. Leroy crawled lazily back into his lime tree. He went on to the first limb and cuddled up under some leaves. He was so full he just lay there like a log and watched all the little lizards leaping from limb to limb on the small lemon tree, playing and giggling and having a whole lot of fun.